Do you trust this man?
For our meeting, we have to rebuild trust. Trust in our future, trust in our capacity to overcome challenges, and most importantly, trust in each other. Trust is not just a feeling. Trust is a commitment to action, to belief, to hope. To achieve this, we must rediscover and embrace the narrative that has driven humanity since its inception, acting as...
Serious mad world, isn't it, we live in? When we see people like Klaus Schwab now, who's been the head, well, he was the founder of the WEF. If you haven't heard of them, it's the World Economic Forum, and they have, I think it's about 1,000 members. Bill Gates is one, as you'd know. Bosses of companies like BlackRock, JP Morgan, all the big money are involved in it. It has as well hundreds of political leaders that go to their, come on, big bull, to their meetings in Davos, where they literally do deals. Now this man looks like it. Well, he's been accused of sticking his fingers in the old till. And well, just have a listen to what he has to say here first, and then we'll listen to another video that I listened to on TikTok. It's very, very interesting. I think people need to start to wake up and start to look at this global agenda and what they say. You'll be happy and you'll own nothing. It's bonkers, but they want everything for themselves. It's all about the power. It's all about the money. And I don't trust any one jack of them. Myself, personally. Of course, I'm just a farmer.
We may now know why Klaus Schwab abruptly resigned from the WEF after 50 years. And not gonna lie, it's pretty bad. Now, if you don't know what the WEF is, you probably never come across any conspiracy ever. The World Economic Forum was founded by Klaus himself in 1971, and it serves as a private membership-based entity which annually gathers global elites and facilitates closed-door discussions to shape the world's economic, social, and political issues. Just some of the WEF's 1,000 member companies include the heads of JP Morgan, BlackRock, Microsoft, Pfizer. Approximately 350 world leaders and senior officials attend each year. There's billionaire investors, representatives from global media outlets, leaders from bodies like the United Nations, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank. But if none of that rings a bell, some of their terms that you may have heard of include the Great Reset, or the phrase when they predicted by 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. So while the truth of the conspiracies that surround the WEF can be debated, why they exist in the first place is not hard to understand. However, on April the 1st, something major happened. The very person who has brought together some of the most powerful people on the planet for 50 plus years announced that he would be gradually stepping down over the next 2 years. However, on April the 21st, the same day the Pope died, he suddenly resigned, effective immediately. And at the time, everyone was like, what the hell? And no one really knew why. But now, we might. There's always been extreme allegations against Klaus Schwab, but they were often dismissed because of who they were coming from. However, as of today, the WEF themselves, the organization he founded, just unanimously agreed to launch an independent investigation into Klaus. And they decided to do this after anonymous, former and current staff sent a letter to the board accusing him of almost everything: financial misconduct, ethical misconduct, sexual harassment, discrimination, and even manipulating WEF research. However, the key word that they say before the investigation is the word independent. And with the classic independent investigations that we've seen from countless corporations and non-profits, they are selecting and paying for the investigators themselves. They set the scope of what gets looked into and what doesn't, and who investigators can speak to and who they can't. And most importantly, they control how findings are released, if at all. So while yes, all of the current headlines say that they're launching an investigation, I wouldn't necessarily expect the findings to be groundbreaking.
So what are your thoughts now on the WEF? Klaus Schwab and the rest of these globalists? I seriously smell a rat.